What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Cortez coming back at you once again with another video. I've been getting messages, from people asking me to comment based on my subsequent video uh, about the alleged shooter of Charlie Kirk and the accuracy in it. Listen, I'm just gonna say this because I have to compose myself, and I've had to compose myself all morning since more information is coming out about 22-year-old Tyler Robinson on September 12th, 2025, has been identified to be the shooter of Charlie Kirk, the murderer of Charlie Kirk, the perpetrator, the thug who inflicted violence in front of thousands, if not millions, of people around the world. Um, my thoughts. I'm being asked to give my thoughts. The only thing I can say is there is going to come a day where self reflection just needs to happen. And that self reflection is not towards the folks who, of the dominant society, put it that way, who we knew were going to act the way they're going to act because it's been prophesized. These people are from the mountains of Caucasus. These people are Neanderthals. These people are they come from a legacy of degeneracy because they've brutalized everybody that was the other who they came in contact with, kind of like cancer cells. These people follow a natural biorhythm, and that is of a parasite. So I don't have any, they're never going to do self reflection. These people don't even bathe. Okay, there was last week a TikTok trend of Caucasian people talking about they only showered once or twice a month. I don't expect self-reflection from them. This is going to be pushed and angled towards all of the black people who over the last 2 days was trying to chastise other black people for not having empathy for Charlie Kirk, a man who was an open bigot, who literally said that black people were better off during Jim Crow and slavery. I need those black people who come across this video to please understand that you are not anything special. This performative empathy, you're team human, you're a humanist, you don't see color, you forgive everybody. All of this performative stuff that black people have been on since November, since prior to the election, that I told everybody what was going to happen. And I get told and called that you're on the Democratic plantation. You just are this. You just are that. I need people to look me in the face, which I know you never will. So I know this is going to fall on deaf ears, but I need you to look at me or look at the next person that is black and seriously tell them that you had it right with a straight face. That you knew better than everybody else. I guarantee you, while your pride is right now digging into your side, and you're gonna curse me to the high heavens, and you're gonna call me whatever you're gonna call me, right? Like, I got called all sorts of names. I got called liberal shill. I got called, hey, you just on the Democratic plantation. Oh, the Democrats were the ones who had slaves, brother. Okay, okay, all right. How's this working out for you? How is this working out for you? And I don't want to hear, I don't want to hear from the little peanut gallery who talks about, well, black people, man, we've been going through this stuff since forever, so we're gonna survive it. Y'all need to sit down too. Y'all gonna sit down too, because you know why you're gonna sit down? You're gonna sit down because at the end of the day, you were probably just too chicken crap to actually admit that you knew what was coming, but you didn't want to say anything publicly. because those numbers still showed that over 80% of us black males still voted Democrat, and 90 something percent of us black women voted Democrat. So I'm not even really listening to y'all either. This is to the special select group of black people who come on this internet, who do these podcasts, who sit around and want to be proxies for white supremacy. What you're seeing in this Tyler Robinson, the assassinator of Charlie Kirk, is what we have all been taught since the day we were born. And don't tell me you haven't had this conversation in a black home, because I had it. That these people will eat each other. White supremacy is the snake that eats itself. If left to their own devices, they eventually turn on each other. They always do it. So why do you feel the need, and this is directed towards these performative black folks who get online, I'm a Christian black man. I hold the Holy Bible. We need to have empathy. How many of our black brothers and sisters get gunned down, killed by white police officers, and we are not afforded the same empathy? And yet you can fix your face. You can sit around and look your child in the eye after doing it, put on a performance online talking about how, hey man, Charlie Kirk had some good points. Yeah, it's really about the fatherless homes. Well, these white individuals who are running around shooting people en masse, they have mothers and fathers in the home. Address that. No, you don't want to do that. You want to put on this performative, I'm for the world. Oh, I don't see color. You can brutalize me and I will turn the other cheek. I'm one of the good ones. I'm one of the mono minorities. Do you see what the mono minorities are learning under this administration, the second term? All those Latinos, all those Indians, all those Mexicans, all those Cubans, all those Nigerians, all of those mono minorities. Do you see what's happening to them? What makes you think you're going to get spared? You're not. So when I look at 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, the thug, the animal, the degenerate who did what he did, and I see sports honoring him, the Yankee Stadium, you've got to be kidding me. Yankee Stadium honored Charlie Kirk, a bigot. The NFL honored Charlie Kirk, a bigot. Your favorite sports personalities honoring Charlie Kirk, a bigot. And you sit around and you tell me that I'm wrong for telling you that y'all better get on y'all butt, y'all bumper and square, and stop sitting up there regurgitating MAGA. Stop regurgitating Donald Trump's ideology. Stop regurgitating these white podcasters who don't like you, who hate everything about you, who are using you as proxies. You get mad at me for pointing that out? And it was all of you, because you know what? I have the receipts because I have the messages. I have the screenshots from my Twitter. I have everything. All of you are silent today, and I wonder why. Because you know what? Maybe that self-reflection thing I mentioned earlier in the video has started to kick in. 9 HBCUs were threatened yesterday. We had nothing to do with Charlie Kirk's death. But because we weren't on our knees crying, rolling around in the mud with tears performatively over Charlie Kirk, we needed to be shown and put in our place. And yet you silly ones, you silly black folks, still got online. I don't understand, why people can make fun of a man getting shot. Did you not see the memes over George Floyd, Breonna Taylor? Did you not see the podcast and Twitter spaces that were held for hours upon hours upon hours, talking about how we don't have the mental capacity to be active citizens in America? And you're asking why black folks were not showing him empathy? White supremacy is the most successful psyop that has ever been created on this planet. And you black folks who defend Donald Trump, who defend MAGA, who defend these Christian nationals, you are proof of it. You are solid proof of it. And this weakness that is in your bloodline, yes, your specific bloodline, because it ain't in my bloodline. I have the last name of the slave master who bought and shipped my people from Africa here to America. Another part of my bloodline was here before slavery. It's not in my bloodline. It's in your bloodline. It's something in your DNA that tells you that if you dance a little harder, if you say the right thing, or if you placate them, if I rationalize my internal insecurities by self-hating on my own people, they will see and they will welcome me with open arms. You are just a proxy. And when they're done with you, they're going to toss you in the same spot. They looking at me, or they looking at my sister, or they looking at my brother, or they looking at your family, father, mother. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This man was a right-wing Christian nationalist from Utah. His own daddy, who is a veteran, turned him in. There are photos of this man with little, I want to say like props of Donald Trump, cheer with thumbs up. He said there are photos of him with 50 cal weapons. This is homegrown terrorism. But you know what's specific? We got to get specific with it. It's white supremacy, homegrown terrorism. Call it for what it is. Aren't you guys supposed to be, oh, well, we're dealing facts here. We're dealing in facts here. Well, let's deal in facts. Let's go back, ladies and gentlemen. Who is the only race that brutalizes people they deem inferior? Who is the only race that came to this continent and wiped out an entire indigenous people? Brought disease, famine, brought alcohol, poison, brought white Christianity, which is nothing but a pipeline for these SA predators who touch children. Everything about them is wrong. Everything about them, I know you feel it. I know you feel it when you're in a group of them, a crowd of them. They're all wrong, and that's nature. But yet you fix your faces and you sit there and you deny it. You pump out the Candace Owens. You pump out the Myron Gaines, these immigrants who come here, who are not American, but because they can pass for Black Americans, you push them on us. And as long as they recite racism, as long as they bash and crap on Black people like Charlie Kirk did, then they're acceptable. Then they're speaking truth. They're speaking truth to power. They're living in facts. They're in facts. Let's quote the crime statistics. The crime statistics, 53% of Black Americans are wrongly incarcerated and exonerated. We are over policed, but yet you talk about, oh, well, why are you guys, 13% and you commit 50% of the crimes? Oh, well, I mean, come on, man. What about the fatherless homes? What about, hey, what? You guys are feminine because you're raised by your mom. Yet these individuals, Tyler Robinson, 22 years old, the Charlie Kirk shooter, comes from two-parent households. Comes from the model American household. Veteran father. Caretaker mother. What's going to be the excuse now? There is no excuse. I ask that facetiously because I know there is no excuse, but you guys will constantly move the goalpost. Has it ever occurred to anybody who comes around and talks about, oh my God, why are black people so violent? Why are black people just so, like, they're just not nice. They're so loud. And oh my God, perhaps it's because we're the children, the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren of people who were brutalized. That stuff is internal. That PTSD is passed down genetically. We are the only people who suffer from higher rates of heart disease, heart failure. You want to know what contributes to heart failure? Because you always want to say, oh man, it's the food. Oh, you guys it's your nasty, disgusting, unhealthy food. No, stress. Stress does it. Why would we be stressed? Could it be perhaps that we are the last to get hired, first to get fired? Is it perhaps the fact that every time we're in the car driving, we have to worry that we're going to get pulled over by that one John Wayne police officer who wants to, hey, I want to catch one today, because, you know, police officer, the police force, you know where that comes from, the Klan, the fraternity of the Klan. Could it be that we always have to mute ourselves, dim ourselves to make y'all feel comfortable? And I'm talking to the whites who want to, you know, the per capita. You guys are the per capita. Oh my God. You guys have a dirty culture. Meanwhile, y'all can't wash. Meanwhile, your culture is nothing but stealing and theft. You steal our terminologies. You steal our words. And to you black folks who sit there and say, yeah, right on, Mr. White Man. It's the per capita group. They're per capita. I'm not per capita, but they are per capita. To you, silly. I don't want to say the words that I really want to say. Did it ever occur to any of you, that this is all falling apart because it was built on a lie? Has it ever occurred to any of you that you cannot perpetrate a mirage forever? That eventually it's going to fade? And to all of you people who keep coming around talking about, I voted for Obama, I'm not racist. Oh, you are a white supremacist who wanted to appear as if you weren't. Because if that's not the case, how you have conducted yourself the last 16 years would not be happening. You would be the first. I voted for Obama twice. You would be the first to call out the bigotry, the racism. There would not exist a woman who could go to a park and call a black baby the N-word and then raise damn near $1 million. That wouldn't happen. That wouldn't exist. You would have called her out and shunned her from society. All you black folks who talk about, oh, man, I don't believe in cancel culture. You know, I mean, I think that, because don't tell me you didn't, because there was a lot of you running around here trying to echo what those white supremacists were talking. I don't believe in cancel culture. You know, because that, man, why are you going to be sensitive over words? Why are you going to be sensitive over words? Perhaps black people are sensitive over words because those words used to be on official documents identifying them as less than human. Maybe, perhaps. Now let's go back to what I said earlier. That stuff is in our DNA. That pain is in our DNA. That stress is in our DNA. Maybe that's what the problem is. Maybe the problem is, oh, you guys want reparations, but you guys never were slaves. But every other group that has gone through an atrocity on this planet, they have received reparations. And then you get some of those slick white supremacists who thinks he's intellectual, comes around, well, you guys already got your reparations. The Civil War, we fought and died to free you. That was your reparations. That was you. Hey, my family fought on the side of the North. Meanwhile, you sitting up here espousing everything of the South. Meanwhile, you celebrate Confederate flags and you celebrate Confederate statues. Hey, you got your reparations. Oh, really? We got our reparations. So after slavery, it's not like we went into Jim Crow. Not like we had black towns that were raided, completely destroyed, killed, murdered. Not like black people were hanging from trees still after slavery. And then subjected to Jim Crow laws that were some of the worst things imaginable happened to us. And this is why when I listen to black folks who cheer and like, I'm a proud conservative, man. I'm not like those blacks in the Democratic plantation. How's that working out for you? Oh, what happened to the two wings of the same bird? Huh? Well, one is covert, one is overt. All you little sneaky word twisted Negroes. Come on, where's it at? Where's it at? Where we at right now? I could go on all day. And this is one of the reasons why I told you guys in the last video that politics has exhausted me. And it's not that politics has exhausted me because I love politics. I told you guys this years ago. I love politics. I used to love politics. But this isn't politics anymore. This is survival. Honest to God, all of these people who choose to pretend that nothing is wrong, those are the people who stress me out the most. It's the people who pretend that I got to just get up and go to work and, hey, I got to pay my bills. Hey, I got the other things to worry about. It's those people, because you know who those people are? Those people are the same folks that when a country implodes, and then it is written in the history books of it happening, the people are asking, how did it get that bad? Why didn't people say anything? Why didn't people do anything? I see it now. I see the apathy. I see the I'm going to live in this bubble of ignorance because you know what? What can I do? You could have made better decisions. You could have taken a second and said, you know what? I'm not going to be convinced by every Facebook post or every tweet. You guys literally sat there and were being fed an algorithm from a white South African Nazi, and you believed everything that came across your screen. You believed everything. All he had... the cats and dogs thing. I keep going back to these little silly things. That they're eating cats and dogs. You believed it. You believed. Where are those videos? Ladies and gentlemen, where are those videos of those mass looters running into stores? Because, you know, they stopped after the election results. Y'all do realize that, right? Huh. Weird. Nobody asked any of those questions. You guys let an algorithm raise you. You let an algorithm push your reality. A lot of you do not read. I know you do not read. Okay, I'm not going to play games with the silly Negroes, and I'm not going to play games with the whites. I know you don't read. You use Chat GPT now. You're intellectually lazy. You don't want to do the research. You don't want to learn the history. You don't want to sit there and when you're being challenged by white supremacists, actually stand on your square. You sit there. Why is a immigrant from the Sudan, Myron Gaines, of Fresh and Fit, allowed to run around wearing a Klansman hat and disrespect black people, and then allowed to say the most horrific things about black people, and every week on his show there are black women being booked as guests to be disrespected? I'm telling you, this is the dumbest generation that has ever existed on planet Earth. I'm a millennial. I am the last I know it, and I can say this proudly. I am the last of the actual intellectual black people in America. I can say that with such pride. The rest of you are not. I don't care if you take that as classism. Oh man, why are you gonna be one of the boule blacks? Oh, because you went to college? No, bro. This ain't got nothing to do about education or education status. This has nothing to do. No, this is about how there is seriously something wrong with everyone who came after the millennials. All you Gen Zers, you are cooked. You're done. You know who raises you? The Kai Cenats, those Twitch streamers. They are your fathers and your mothers. You guys look to Instagram feeds to raise you. You are broken. You are going through what you're going through under this administration, under individuals like Charlie Kirk and Tyler Robinson here. You're going through what you're going through because you're broken and there's nothing that can be fixed. This is one of the reasons why I am saying I want this thing to fall down. I want it to be over. It needs to be scrapped and started over. There's nothing left to save. There's nothing left to try to fix. There's nothing left to try to stabilize. It is all done. It's over. And to the white supremacists, if you're trying to figure out why your farms are going, if you're trying to figure out why you can't find a job, if you're trying to figure out why, oh my God, what is with all this gun violence? If you're trying to figure out why you're not happy, if you're trying to figure out why you don't have enough money, if you're trying to figure out why you don't feel at peace, it's because you've lived by the sword and now you are expiring by the sword. White supremacy is the snake that eats itself, ladies and gentlemen, and it's beginning to eat you. It's beginning to consume you until you know what's left? Nothing. Nothing. And honestly, I'm praying it speeds up. I'm praying all on TikTok for the last 2 days. All of these Caucasian people talking about let's ride, let's do civil war. And then today the shooter is identified and it is crickets. Or it's a fake prayer visual. How many more times is this going to need to happen before the black folks who keep siding with these right-wing propagandists wake up? I don't want to hear, oh, well, we shouldn't have no political party. Well, then if we shouldn't have any political party, then it should have been addressed decades ago. Stop sitting up there telling me that, oh, well, they killed all our leaders. You know what? Yes, they killed all of our leaders. They killed all of our leaders. But you know what took its place? Nothing but charlatans. Like Dr. Umar, nothing but minstrel shows like Charleston White, and you still didn't say anything. You still sat back, and as long as you were entertained, it was all fun and game jokes. Charleston White goes to an HBCU and completely disrespects the kids. Let's not even talk about who he was arguing with, but he disrespects those black kids who came to sit there and listen to him. Talks about he don't give a darn about his people. But y'all all in the comments say, yeah, you see, yeah. Charleston White was telling the truth. Charleston White was telling the truth. Listen to him. All of you fake scholars, you black scholars online, I swear to Christ. I swear. There needs to be a study about how that term ignorance is bliss, about how true that is and how that applies to a lot of black people online. Charleston White is not someone that should even be entertained. Dr. Umar, I can admit I was conned as well. But I can admit it. Why is it so hard for black people in America to admit that yes, we dropped the ball when it came to certain things. And that's why we have this generation of Twitch streamers who are just weirdos, who are fundamental weirdos. They're making millions of dollars being weirdos, being caricatures of black people. And you guys still don't see it? You don't see how broken? You don't see how we dropped the ball? I can't talk anymore, man. I'm out.